Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Hot Pole Podcast. It's been far too long, and Liam's decided that he is a dog. Hello, everybody. I'm Adam Steele, and this is my co-host,
Dog.
Dog. Hello, Dog.
Hello.
It's been a month since we've seen you. How are
Yes.
you? Yes,
I'm good. How are you?
I am not a dog, so I'm good. Oh, boy.
Hey, dogs are awesome.
Sure. Yes, I am back off tour. It has been epic. It has been exhausting, and I'm not doing that again in a while because I'm not 19 and indestructible. And
I'm covered in dog at the moment, actually. I've just been grooming Simba.
I was gonna say you're always covered in dog, but not particularly so.
Yeah, particular dog.
Right. Yes, I hope everyone is well at home. Hope you're all doing well and have been coping without us for the last 2 weeks, because yeah, it's been typical timing that the Thursdays have been when the most manic action has been happening. Especially, yeah, because pre-production ran from the Thursday, and we were right down to the wire of getting all the technical stuff set up for the tour. And then last Thursday, we were in the Flapper in Birmingham, which was a sold-out venue, and things were going wrong at the very last minute. So, got a few little gear tour stories. Nothing huge, but yeah, well, I say that. But yeah, the whole rig was insane for a band. We had 2,000 kilos of gear, which was mostly loaded in and out by two people, the front house guy, Rory, and me. And yeah, that's kept me kind of in shape, but also made sure that I slept properly every night because, whoa boy. But yeah, I was also the backline tech and the live streaming guy and the recording guy and general tech. Every spare minute I had was doing a thing, whatever the thing was. And so yeah, we had little things going on, like one particular night, I think it was in Birmingham. We'd set everything up, and Andy had a wireless mic, which was one of mine. It was the Sennheiser kit that you'll have seen on the channel, with an SE V7 head on it. Really great for angry vocalists. And just before the show, one of my little rituals was to get everybody's in-ear packs and microphones and kit and distribute them backstage so they could do the rock star walk-on thing, you know, because that's what you do, apparently. And the microphone wasn't there. I'm going, where is it? And so suddenly we're all panicking, scouring the stage, underneath everything, turning bags upside down, and Andy the singer's like, well, I've not seen it today because... Oh, that's the other thing, by the way. I did the sound checks every day. I was singing for Monuments at the sound check at every show. Because Andy being American is on a completely different time zone, and as a singer, he really, it was like 9 a.m. for him, and you can't do that kind of stuff when your body thinks it's 9 a.m. So, yeah, I was doing one song to a crowd of nobody, but hey, it was fun. And it meant that the front of house guy could get what he needed for the venue each time. So it was kind of a necessary thing for somebody to do it. Anyway, so he's like, yeah, you're the only guy who's had the microphone all day. And then just before showtime, we've panicked and rigged up a spare microphone, and he rather sheepishly comes out and goes, it was in my bag. Oh, thanks, Andy.
Wow.
Womp womp. And the other thing that went worryingly wrong is at the London gig, which was a big gig. That was huge, and everything was fine at soundcheck. They start the first song just before they went on. Me and the drummer Mike had been looking at the wireless in-ears, and he decided to change the channel on his wireless. Mistake, because the second they started, we found, well, what happened was that then was kind of treading on the toes of another wireless channel. So him and the guitarist Brown, every time he hit the snare, it cancelled them both out, and there was no sound on the snare, so he couldn't hear the click at all every time he hit the snare. So panic. So I had to run behind the stage curtain and find a headphone extension cable and hard plug him in, and then work out what was going wrong. But most of the crowd apparently had no idea this was all going on, which is great. but I'm running around like a crazy man going, what do I do? Fix it. Oh no. So yeah, there was that. And that got sorted very quickly. And then night before, because I'm losing track of days, was the Twitch live stream where they were supporting Trivium. And so we got 6 cameras up, including 2 flown in the ceiling, in the rafters. And I've just been there today, which is why the stream is late. Sorry, everybody. Because I've been up ladders. I don't like ladders. And
That sounds fun.
no, ladders are not fun. And taking cameras down, not fun. But we did it all. So there we go. Yes, indeed. So that's all. Yeah, that all went really well. We've got 4K footage from every camera, so the chances are that's going to resurface at some point soon.
Cool. So did you enjoy it?
I very much enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. And if that was my job all the time, I think I'd be quite happy, really. But as it is, I have this awesome thing to do, so I'm back, and here I am. And yes, it's glad to be back. I am words. Yes. So yes, absolutely, and yeah, it's non-stop recently. Tomorrow, my car's in for repairs after doing many 1,000 miles. Because by the way, I was also the driver on the tour. To add to everything else, but it was in the UK, so that's like short hops. It's fine, and yeah. So tomorrow, that's going in for servicing and repairs and things. And then Saturday morning, me and you were out at a shoot from 5 a.m.
Yeah, we're going to be in London before. Well, we've got to start at 9. So, So we've got to hop down and then probably hop in an Uber, because I don't do the underground anymore in London. I've decided I do Uber. It's 10 times the price and 10 times the convenience.
Okay.
It's like 30 quid when you're on a shoot and you can charge it back to the client. Like, why deal with the underground? Like, whenever we've been to London, we always have done that with gear, and it's just a pain in the ass. Like, it was so nice when Luke and I finished the last shoot. Like, we were about to go and walk to the underground, and I was like, or we could just get a cab from here, sit there for 40 minutes, and then get out at Euston and just go home. And I was like, yes.
Yeah.
The different is that worth 30 quid? Yes.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, and because it's Saturday and there's a team of us, it all makes more sense than ever.
Well, I won't be coming back with you, so I'm leaving forever.
Okay.
No, I've got an event on Saturday night, so I'll be getting the last train home.
Yes, from that band we do not speak of. But yes, that's that. Yeah, so it's been a long week and it continues to be a long week, but it's all good. And tomorrow we'll finish editing more videos for more companies because there are more products coming out. Just about to book flights to NAMM as well, so that's all going smoothly, I think.
Using the studio gear for a charity shoot as well tomorrow. You're not involved in it, but the gear is. So yeah, I'm going over to Salisbury Bridge to film a short film for a charity, pro bono stuff, which should be fun.
Yes. Oh, if you need the microphone, that is not in the film kit. That'll be either in the lighting bag or downstairs. Just so you know.
The shotgun.
Yes. It's either up on I think it's up on a stand in the in the control room because I've been using it, so you can just grab it.
I was thinking actually the film's actually silent now I think about it. It'd probably be worth getting it just for background, you know.
Silent ringtone.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll find it and grab it.
Cool. Well, either way, it's all good, and we'll definitely need it for the next shoot, so it's probably good to just have it all together. I think there's another tripod bag downstairs as well. You can put that in so we can sling it over shoulder.
Okay.
Anyway, I digest. Let's talk about the news, because the headline, people are already doing a lot of talking about the headlines. So let's do the news. So, yes, Pro Tools, there have been major updates apparently, but also it's now subscription only. So we've talked a while ago about people wanting to just buy a perpetual license for it, and now you can't. And so, yeah, But it depends what you're doing, because there's like Pro Tools Artist apparently can give you 16 tracks of recording and 32 tracks total. It's $9.99 a month, which means in a year you could have bought Reaper, which has unlimited tracks. And there's Pro Tools Studio, which is $13.99 a month, but will have 512 audio channels availability, which honestly is enough for almost anybody. And Dolby Atmos mixing capabilities, which is piquing my interest because of a potential project I might have coming up, which I need to iron out the details on, but I might be doing a bit of Atmos work. But that's going to be some hoops to jump through in itself, because I don't have an Atmos speaker system. So yeah, that's going to be difficult, but doable. There's a studio version, but then Pro Tools Flex is the one that replaces Ultimate, which is either $100 a month or $9.99 annual, which, yeah, $1,000 a year, every year. That's their HD version, basically. So if you're still using HDX cards or HD native cards or any of their interfaces, you need this to use it if you're going to keep going. And yes, so that's youch. Yes, if you want to use their Pro Tools HDX cards, which are increasingly less relevant, as low latency, high power computing becomes more and more standard. Yes. Oh, Scott's in chat. Hello. Yeah, a wild Adam appeared. Finally, I return from the nether. Yes, and I bring news. But yes, they've added new instruments, which I'm pretty sure nobody's bothered about. There's SoundFlow, which is a workflow automation platform with 1,600 predefined macros and commands to be triggered by keyboard shortcuts, MIDI controllers, and other devices, which sounds a lot like the stuff you can already do natively in Reaper. And that's it. So that's, yeah, if you were thinking about buying a perpetual Pro Tools license before, kind of missed the boat. Although it does say at the end of this news, off-plan owners can get the latest software for a one-time payment. So what does that mean? That's called perpetual license. That's buying things. How does that work? So in Gearnews.com's opening paragraph, they've said subscription only, but also you can get the latest software for a one-time payment. Which one is it?
That's a bit confusing.
Unless it's like a one-off deal because this is the last time that you can do that, maybe. I don't know. And then going forward, that's not going to be an option. Maybe that's what
£1,000 a year doesn't seem unreasonable. Can you do it monthly, or is it?
Yes, it's $99.99 a month, so it's $1,200 if you get it monthly, or $1,000 if you do it for the year. I mean, if it's an operating cost for a major studio, it's still way less than maintaining a tape machine. They will pay it. They will pay it. And yeah, unless you at home run a Pro Tools HD system, you don't need that. You can just get the studio one, which is $300 a year, which is still a lot. Pro Tools Artist at maximum 32 audio tracks seems useless to me. So if you're at that level, you're not going to be using Pro Tools, because that kind of locks you out. If you can only record 16 in at once, which honestly I don't tend to do much more than that really, but running 32 concurrently is a massive wall. That's, yeah. Although there is AAX plugin support, so if you're only doing simple stuff, then that could be an option, but yeah, not the best option. So yeah, that's our news article in a nutshell.
Do you think it's a good move?
I think it's a move. I don't think it's any better or worse. I mean, the perpetual licenses were really expensive before, and they're updating much more regularly than they were, which makes the proposition of sticking on one level less and less attractive. This is a problem that Steinberg had with Cubase. You buy Cubase 10 and you blink and Cubase 12 is out. And where the hell was Cubase 11? What happened? And there was 10.5. And you know, it's a much faster iteration process recently that it makes the proposition of perpetual licenses less appealing.
Mm-hmm.
But then how much of that is just optics? How much of the updates are just being pushed in smaller batches and just the numbers being stamped on it? Compared to back in the day when it might take 4 years maybe for a version change, but it would be a major upgrade. Now you get them every 6 months, but the feature set that's added is relatively small. Yeah. So perpetual licenses now don't seem to make much sense to me because of the fact that the version bumps are regular, but the feature set increase wasn't. So, yeah, there you go.
Fair enough.
Mm.
I will go with the expert on this one.
So where's the expert? Are they in chat?
I don't know, somewhere.
Yes. Daniel Gaudet actually says about the one-time thing. That's for those who already owned a perpetual license that lapsed the annual support, so they can get current one more time, and then they would be required to purchase it on a yearly basis, which is kind of what I guessed. But Oh, Scott says update for Cubase. So if you are keeping current, is only €100 a year. That's not too bad actually. I thought it was more than that, but then I'm thinking of full retail price. So yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Yeah. So there you go. Moving on to this, Melodyne 5.2 is now out with lots of bug fixes, and if you're on an M1 Mac, then it's going to run natively, which, hallelujah, that's fantastic. So that is a very nice thing. I'm just gonna have a quick search, see if I thought that sorry, this is something that I think I missed in the news. Slate Digital's stuff is all M1 supported now. That happened recently. So yeah, like we said when the M1 Max came out, it would take some time for all the plugin manufacturers to fall in line and do it. It seems we're pretty much at the crest of that wave now. So there you go. All right. So, indeed, yes, bug fixes and M1 support for Melodyne 5.2. I will be updating to 5.2 because I use Melodyne fairly often. And yes. Oh, Scott says he's an M1 Mac user now. I might be getting an M1 Mac soon. I'm giving it more and more serious thought.
I got one.
Is it good?
It's amazing.
Yeah. Well, that's what
I don't do anything with it though. So
you don't do anything with it. You just use it to wipe your butt. Yeah. Chopping board.
I write articles online. Like it could be a Chromebook, really, for all I care. It's mostly the internet than anything else.
Yeah.
I don't think I've done anything with it that's actually even made it break out a sweat.
Right.
It's just the battery life. It's just insanely good.
Well, I've heard that. Yeah, I'm considering getting it. Go on.
Yeah, I've been going out into Manchester to work for the past 2 weeks, most days, and I've not brought my laptop charger with me once. Actually, no, I brought it today and plugged it in just for shits and giggles. I've been able to just go out all day using it, come back, and charge it at night. It's just ridiculous. It's like a phone in terms of your battery. It really is.
Yeah, that's what I want to hear. That's great. Yeah. So absolutely. What was I going to say? So I want one because I'm considering having Logic Pro as a secondary DAW. There are projects that I want to do that I think I'm going to need to be using that to work with the people I want to work with.
Right. And without not because you prefer the software, but because they use it.
Yeah, that makes the collaboration possible. And sometimes you've got to, take steps to do that kind of thing when it's worth it as a job, Yeah, so there's a few. Yeah, I'm not defecting from Reaper. Don't worry. That is, I still fly the flag very strongly for it, but sometimes there are reasons to use other people's system setups. So yeah, that can often trump what you like. So yes, yes. Yeah, but although I would probably get the lowest grade one because I don't need like the max or the ultra or the studio or anything for what I want to do. Because if it's any seriously in hard processing work, I'll be back on my main system. So yeah, anyway.
Well, do you have a look at the Air? Like, I've got the MacBook Air.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm looking at. Whatever the most reasonable priced small one of those is, I think it was something like £850.
Mine was 999, so I think I got maybe the one up from the bottom for some reason. May have been an extra USB port.
Maybe. Or a size thing or something.
I don't think so. But yeah, I love it. Like, it's, you know, when you get a new phone or a new piece of tech, and most of the time it's like, meh, it's just a new thing. Like, it's the same as the other one. This is the first time, probably since I got my last MacBook Pro, in all honesty, my MacBook Pro, like in 2011 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Where I've been like, yeah, this is actually changes the way that I work now. Because I can just pick it up and do this, and it's on. There's literally zero lag between like it being off in my bag and then I'm working and then put it down. Like, just it's that ease of working, especially for me because I'm doing a lot of writing at the moment. So it's like when I go to, like, I was at WeWork today, sat on the sofas doing some work. When I go to the toilet, shut my laptop, put it in my bag, go to the toilet, come back, open my laptop, start working again. Like, just no setup and no faff.
Yeah,
it's really nice.
Yeah, that does sound useful because I'm considering it for mobile production, not for replacing my desktop rig.
Yeah. So then, like, I think just have a think about what peripherals you'll use with it, because if it can be bus powered, then that it has value. I think if you're having to use stuff that needs to be plugged in alongside it, and it kind of you might as well just get a laptop that's needs plugging in.
Sure, but yeah, because of the things that I want to do and needing to use Logic, that forces me into it has to be a Mac. So that so.
But I'm saying any peripherals that you go with it, you know, like if you need like preamps and stuff.
Yeah,
like using stuff like if you need that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
using like the what's the thing we've got?
The Evos. Yeah. Like I've got the ID14 Mark II, and that happily runs off a USB port.
There you go.
So yeah, depending on what I'm doing, but it's not. Well, yeah. I mean, it also gives me the option if I'm ever at a live sound event of being able to jack just a little laptop with all-day power into whatever the desk is and getting a full like 32-track recording. That's what we did at every Monument show that Rory, the sound guy, had his Mac, M1 Mac, and actually had Reaper on it, which was great. And we recorded using Reaper the entire multi-tracks off his Digico desk, just with a USB connection. So yeah, I can now mix songs from any particular night that I want because we just had that option.
Which no, you're the bottom of the. I have got the bottom of the line one, and it is $999.
Right, they're in Costco for a little bit less. That's why I saw it. Yeah.
There you go. You won't get it less than that.
No, you won't. But yeah, there you go. Anyway,
you sure it wasn't just listed without the VAT?
No, I looked at the with VAT cost.
All right, okay.
Because yeah, that is how they get you at Costco, of course. So, oh, it's so cheap. No, it isn't. Anyway, we digress massively. Back to the news. Guitar Pro 8 is out. So all the nerdy guitar whittly kind of people who write in Guitar Pro and then work out how to play it have used Guitar Pro 7 for a long time, and now 8 is out. And it sounds like it's got some really useful new features. Like it can actually play an audio track now, which means that you can put something in and then score and notate along to it in there. Okay. So yeah, I know that some people do that kind of thing. There are some very esoteric things that have been added where you can change the way things look and the way things sound. There's a virtual effects chain, because the way that Guitar Pro works is usually you hit play and you get this horrible MIDI guitar where it kind of tries to equate the sound to a guitar, so at least you've got an idea. And yeah, this virtual effects chain means it can sound more like the guitar I think you're trying to write for, so you can decide more closely whether it sounds like it's going to work how you envisioned it in your mind, which is nice. So yeah, there's practice tools, including the ability to focus or unfocus tracks with volume boosts. John Spo asks, how much is Reaper now to buy / donation? So it's not a donation, it is a purchase. It's $60. Reaper is $60 with a discounted license, which is what you need unless you're making a large amount of money. I think it, as someone said in chat, it is $250 for the full commercial license. So if you're earning a lot of money with Reaper, then they ask that you pay that. I've paid that because this is what I do, but most people, not so much. Yeah, so there you go. And the feature set is identical, by the way. So, but yes, back to this. So, yeah, it's €70 for Guitar Pro 8. And if you're into notation at all as a guitarist, it is pretty much the standard. So, yeah, it looks like they've made it look much prettier and got a lot of really useful stuff in there. So, yeah, things like nested tuplets, which is a thing that people are probably going to want, but that's a little beyond my notation skill, is all there. But if you want it, go get it.
Cool.
Yes. So from guitars to synths, we've talked a few times recently about our friend Tom Oberheim. I say our friend, we don't know him, but he seems really cool, from Oberheim Synthesizers, and how I'm a fan of the Oberheim synth sound. And the OBX8 was one of my favorite synths of all time, and it's coming back. They are making it again. It's been unofficial and leaked, but yeah, they're making the OBX8 again, which is a massive, massive sounding synth. And it looks like they probably redesigned it with more modern components so that it won't fail and will stay in tune. But yeah, reported price is $5,000, which is, yeah. But if you're a synth crazy person, this is like getting like the top end Gibson Les Paul. This is the reasonable pinnacle before going into stupid money. And yeah, there are going to be a lot of people I suspect are going to buy these because the sound of them is huge and is very hard to replicate. I have digital versions from Arturia that sound really good, but they don't quite get that face melting bigness. That is, it's hard to describe, but yeah. So it's like the whole like tube amp versus modeled amp thing, where it's close, but when you're really searching, you pay the big money for that extra little thing, and yeah. So yeah, good on him for getting this pretty much ready. Yeah, modern features. It's got like an OLED screen, which the old one would absolutely not have had.
If it did, then it would have been extremely revolutionary, but for different reasons.
Very much so, yeah. Apparently there's a vintage knob, so you can dial in some of the slight out of tuneness and wobbly warpness. Yeah, I like that. So yeah, there you go. Okay. Moving on. I'm seeing a lot of talk in the chat about Reaper and Pro Tools. That's been a very hot topic today. Ooh, wow. So EzDrummer 3 is out. Toontrack have finally released this, and it's getting more and more like what Superior Drummer used to be, which is quite fully featured. There's a lot going on. And
Superior Drummer no longer fully featured?
No, Superior Drummer has grown in parallel and is still the big scary beast of a thing, but even more so than EzDrummer is, but the price reflects it. So yeah, I think that they're not the same because EzDrummer is designed so the drums sound ready to go, and Superior Drummer was always designed so that the actual drum sounds are completely raw to be processed as you wish. But the actual feature set of Superior Drummer 1 is roughly, I think, on par with some of the stuff in EzDrummer 3, although this actually has more new features that definitely wouldn't have been there. People in chat asking if I have the perpetual license, do I still have to pay? No, of course not. You have what you have, except that as Pro Tools grows and changes and moves on, you're going to get left in the dust. Support will not happen for you, but you own the thing, full stop. So there you go. So back to this. If you got EzDrummer 2, you can upgrade for €89 or buy it brand new for $160, which is significantly less than Superior, which is I think the $400-500 mark. So yeah, that's the difference. But there are new features like tap to find, where you get your mouse and you tap out a rhythm in it, and it finds you something really close. So yeah, if you've got an idea but you don't know how to play drums, you can literally get your mouse and go like ba 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 ba. Just click, 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 and it'll go, oh, this is the closest thing I've got. How about this? And it'll pull up a full drum beat based on that. It's very clever.
That is very clever.
Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff in EzDrummer 3 where it's designed for people who are not ultimate tech nerds. Like there are drum rhythms that I think they were in 2 but stay in 3, where you can actually see the hands and you can go, I like this beat, but I don't want that hand to be on the ride. I want that hand to be on the floor tom. And you can just grab the hand and it will just keep playing. But it will, things like that where it's relatively simple to do, but the results can be pretty big. So as a songwriter, I can see that being a huge deal. And yeah, as they've always done, the kits should sound pretty much ready to go, which makes life easier. And yeah, so that is now available. And yeah, there's a thing called Bandmate feature, which can come up with new beats on the spot. So it's AI based. So you can play something and it will use AI to work out a beat based on what you're playing and try and play along with you. So yeah,
we don't need peoples no more,
right? It's all a bit scary. Yeah, but there you go. So the focus of EzDrummer is more on that kind of features and finished sounds, whereas Superior Drummer is more focused on, okay, we need a virtual drummer that is album quality and I want to mix it how I want to mix it, but the controls have to be like a spaceship to do that, whereas EzDrummer is the kind of opposite philosophy. But same company, same stuff, so there you go. So moving on, talking about Atmos earlier and spatial audio and immersive audio and all these different words for the same thing of kind of 3D sound. Apple have done their big now with spatial audio thing, and so Google are reportedly trying to catch up, which of course makes perfect sense to me, because when Apple does something, you've got to keep pace. So there you go. Oh, the adverts are showing you stuff I've been looking at soon. Looking at recently, I mean, not soon. Blur. Like I've been looking at wheels for my tripods. Yeah, I can words.
Yanto
Aldama says Superior Drummer 3 is enough for me. Yes, absolutely. Well, if you've got Superior Drummer 3, you do not need EzDrummer 3, because that's kind of like a sidestep, maybe a slight step down, depending on what you do. If you're the kind of person who doesn't know how to do a lot of the tech stuff but wants drum beats, EzDrummer 3 is probably where you want to go. If you are the kind of person who knows they need Superior 3, then you're already done. So yeah, there you go. But yes, leaks from the Beta 1 testing of Android 13 point to new Google Spatial Audio. So yes, that's a thing that's going to be coming. They bought Dysonics with assets, patents for tracking binaural sound. I mean, I don't like the idea of tracking binaural sound, but if people want that, they can have that. That's very cool. I like the idea of when I close my eyes, the front is still the front for audio listening. Whereas for things like games or VR experiences, absolutely you want that to move so that the fixed point is a fixed point. So as you move, it stays the same. That makes logical sense. But yeah. Yes, and they're talking here about 3D audio being brought to Logic. So I might move to Logic for the spatial audio stuff, or I might use Pro Tools, but hopefully not, because sod Pro Tools.
I mean, I understand. I think, but I still just don't understand 3D audio.
Yeah, I mean,
I just don't get it. Like the concept of it, I know it's been explained to me plenty of times, but I still just don't quite get it. I'm just not smart enough.
what, you don't get why 3D audio is cool, or you just don't get
How it works. You've explained it to me plenty of times, so it's not like that. I just still don't get it.
magical magic.
Yes.
Yeah, it's absolute magical magic, and I love it. Yeah.
Oh no.
Poo Ninja says the sound stage is different from music performance versus immersive audio. Sure, but it also gives you kind of more opportunities to do something that's not been done so much recently. Like with stereo mixing, it's kind of all been done now. So that's where things like binaural and full 3D as a sister product to binaural, I think, have got a big future. Because if I could mix an album in like full 3D and you put headphones on and it kind of sounds full 3D, even if you don't get the full effect, the fact that I've done it means you could go and walk into a room where there's a system that does it really well and get the full effect. And to me, that's no different than listening on earbuds compared to like a $10,000 hi-fi. That it's like you're not going to get the full effect with the less than full effect equipment, but you can get some feeling of the effect, and that's still okay. Because it's not an all or nothing technology. That's the thing, is because of the way that it folds down, so you can do stereo headphone binaural or even kind of some equivalent out of stereo pair of speakers. It's not like 5.1 surround sound where you're either on a 5.1 system or you're not. It very much can still work, just not to its full potential. Danny Boy says Resurround doesn't work for 3D sound ? I haven't played with it enough to see. I don't think it does yet. I did talk to one of the developers of Reaper, Schwa, about this on a stream a few weeks back, and he said it could be cool. So we're kind of at that point where they're not kind of jumping into the arms race just yet, I don't think. But if it gains traction, they'll probably put that as a higher priority on their list, and we'll see it quite soon. So yeah, like this last album that Monuments did is a really good example of something I think has potential to be done in surround sound, because yes, it's big walls of guitars, but also they had Mick Gordon, who did the Doom soundtrack, did a lot of synths and floaty sounds and samples and stuff that in the stereo mix, I think they kind of get a little lost. Whereas if I had the space to put them above you and behind you and move them around whilst the band still does their thing, that could be incredibly cool. I mean, I don't think AC/DC would benefit from 3D audio as a good example, but I don't think it'd hurt. So there you go. Next one then. Next music thing is a shout out to my friends from United Audio. Sorry, my brain went then. United Audio are making their own version of the Neumann U87, which is incredibly faithful to the old U87s, which are apparently kind of gold dust and sell for $5,000 or $6,000. But this is called the Twin 87 and has a switch on, so it either sounds like a new Neumann U87 AI, which is the kind of crisp modern sound, or with a flick of a switch, it sounds like the big, thick Transformer vintage ones. And it's really, really, really faithful to the original design, but because it's not made by Neumann, it doesn't have a disgustingly high premium on the price. So they're $700 US. So yeah, I would like to get hold of one of these, because I've heard audio demos of them and been incredibly impressed. They sound like a classic U87, they just do. But yeah, because it's not got that diamond badge with an N in the middle of it, it's not many pounds. And
just many pounds.
Yeah, just lots of pounds, just not lots or dollars. So yeah, check that out. They're available now, I believe, from most retailers like there's probably if there's not a Thomann link, then yeah, they'll be out very shortly. I know you can buy them in the UK, so yeah, that's always an option. And last but not least, we were talking about Digitech and DoD and why their products had disappeared and weren't being made anymore. And so Core Tech, who have caught guitars and all that kind of stuff, have acquired them from the Harman Group. And that's why we didn't hear anything, and all the products were taken off the Harman website. Because they've been sold. Which is promising, because that means that maybe they can now do new things with the Digitech and DoD brands, bring back old products, improve, iterate on old stuff, and put some passion into it. Which, yeah, I mean, Harman Group is, they've got lots of companies, but I'm not hearing good things about a lot of the companies in the Harman Group. So,
oh really?
If I remember rightly, the Harman Group has AKG. I'm just gonna check that. Harman Group has AKG. I think that's, yeah. So the Harman Group owns AKG. Why am I saying AKG? Who am I talking about?
I don't know.
The people who make the C414. Come on, my brain. It's not AKG. Who is it?
It is AKG. AKG.
It is AKG. I'm just having a doubt moment.
I think you're very, very, very tired.
I think you're right. I think I am.
And I think once we've got through the news, you need to ask people very nicely to ask a couple of questions,
and then
be gentle, and then let him go to bed, because he's very sleepy.
Boo Ninja says JBL make the 414. Yes, right. But yeah, no. So yeah, AKG did make the 414, and then all their design team left to make Austrian Audio, which was the thought that I was having, because their entire design team left the Harman Group, which tells its own story. And now the Digitech brand has entirely splintered off. And yeah, so yes, JBL are part of the Harman Group. Thank you, everybody. But that's not who I was thinking of. It was AKG. I then just had a brain fart. But yes, so it looks like you can now buy things again from Thomann with prices. So the Whammy 5, the Carcosa and Rubberneck pedals, looks like they're available for sale on Thomann. So hopefully, because Cort do a lot of manufacturing in the guitar world, are going to bring that full back to production. So there you go. That was the news.
The news.
So there you go. Does anyone have any questions for my tired, addled brain? I'm more tired now than I was on tour because it's all caught up with me. I was eating healthy, getting up at 11 a.m. every day, but also sleeping at 2, so it was kind of like a regular person's day, but later. And yeah, now it's all got me, and I did kind of get the whole swollen gland thing a couple of days ago, so yes, blur indeed. And yeah, running around orchestrating. It took 2 days to set up for that live stream, by the way, but yes, no corner, no corner, I'm afraid. No Behringer corner this week. I didn't find any Behringer news, which sucks.
Boo! Boo!
Boo indeed. Boo-earns.
Boo-earns.
Is Joy Division better than New Order, says Scott. Ooh.
Did we cover the PPG Wave clone?
I don't think we did.
That was 2 weeks ago, so
well,
that's on Music Radar. Behringer unveils final prototype for their PPG.
Okay. I'm trying to find that now. PPG Wave clone. Ugh. You have another another angle.
I do.
But yeah, no, that's not even on gearnews.com, so.
Oh.
It's full of stars. Marty says, have you added videos to the Pro Mix Academy course? I added some a while back, when there were new things. At least I sent them videos to add to the course. I think they did that. It's probably about time I did that again. Billy says
There you go.
Behringer unveil final prototype of their PPG Wave clone. Nice. So you can get late 80s sounds with the kind of clear jingles and jangles and samples and bonks.
They shared a post on Facebook, the third and final prototype, introduced in 1981, developed by Wolfgang Palm, with one of the world's first commercially available wavetable synthesizers, and ran digital oscillators through an analog filter and VCA envelope.
Nice. Yes.
It's not yet known which of these. So there's a few different wave versions. They don't know which one they're going to do. But there you go. There's some Behringer recorder from Liam News.
Liam News.
You should make that as a segment that I have to find some music news, and it would just be like really shit. No one's like, yeah, Liam. Everyone knows that.
In other news, Gibson are awful. Yes. Talking of Gibson, I did go and see Tool this week because, of course, Adam Jones is a major Gibson artist, and they were fantastic. Right. I just about managed to see past the tall person's head, which reminded me not to buy seats on the ground floor again because. But yeah, they asked for no photography for the whole gig apart from the last song, which was great. I actually got to see them. Yeah.
Because people these days don't watch the concert, they just hold the phones up the whole time.
Yes, right? Yeah.
I want to be able to remember it when I get home. Well, yeah, because you'll just remember what you saw on your screen. Because that's what you saw when you were there.
Yeah.
So silly. So silly.
Ooh.
Any questions for Adam before he goes to bed?
Yes, indeed.
Oh, something about... What's that?
Marty's saying I should do a cool video about the spatial sound module in Reaper.
Liam News with special correspondent Liam, yes. It's just like... Music is sound. Dun, 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 dun.
Welcome to another Reaper
breaking news.
Yes, I have no knowledge of the Reaper surround sound for spatial audio right now, so I'm going to investigate that because that. Oh, hello. Yes, so you can pan point source audio. So I'm gonna be checking that out. Oh, hello. There. Careful, hands. I have hands.
Adam learns he has hands in 36th hour awake.
Yes. I did get plenty of sleep, but right now it's catching up with me. Renanda says new videos on Pro Mix Academy would be awesome. Well, I don't know if you've noticed, but on the Pro Mix Academy YouTube channel, I've been putting new videos up every month. So there's been a new limiter that's in Reaper, which I put a video out about. There's been all sorts of cool stuff. I might actually see if I can just add those to the course just to make sure they're included. That would be nice, just so that you're not having to search through a YouTube channel.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Make sure they're sort of marked as being available for free, just so new people don't go, you're selling stuff that's out there for free.
Yes. Yes, quite.
Yeah. Just put a little label on it saying like bonus content available on YouTube, like something like that next to it so that it's clear.
Yes, that makes sense. I mean, it would just be nice so that people don't have to then go through the PMA YouTube channel to find extra stuff.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But thinking of the new people that don't know about that, they're just like, this is already free.
Yes.
You're ripping us off.
Yeah.
But no, I'm trying to be helpful.
Yes, not charging people anymore, just adding more. Yes.
Into one place.
Absolutely. So that I will take a good look at and make sure something happens. But yes.
Hello, Finland.
Managed to avoid the Joy Division or New Order thing. I prefer New Order to Joy Division. Never really liked Joy Division. Always thought they were a depressing kind of yeah, never really got on with it. But yeah, always did like New Order. As someone from Manchester, which is where they're all from, that's it's a controversial opinion, I know, but there you go.
I cannot join you next week because
Uh-oh.
I will be in Croatia.
Oh, Crypto Bro.
Crypto Bro.
Yes.
Yeah, in Croatia.
Nice.
Yeah. No, yeah, I'm going to I'm moderating a panel. This would be pretty cool.
Ooh.
On a stage. I'm on stage 2 at 9:30 in the morning.
Nice.
It sounds like it's the shit stage, but I haven't looked to see. I know who I'm moderating, but I don't know who they are, so you can look them up. But I'm sure they'll be billionaires or something. It's all about NFTs, so I'm imagining whether they're actually going to be people on stage with me or just like JPEGs.
Or all like marsh pillows. They're all like teleconferencing in.
Or maybe they just get like box heads with their NFT profile pictures on.
Yes. Well, that would be an absolute cluster to try and physically moderate a panel where everybody's Skyping in.
Yeah.
Be careful or I'll reach over and hit your mute button.
So yeah, that'll be fun. But yeah, so I will be in Croatia, so I doubt I'll be able to make it.
Fair enough. I'll probably be doing more filming, so I will be here and I'll get a guest and it will be great. So yes, thank you everybody for watching. I will be back at regular time next week with a special guest yet to be confirmed. And we'll see you all there, if not in the videos before.
Secret special guest.
Secret special guest. Secret special guest. Da-da-da-da. Thanks, everybody.
Tell them that they're not as good as me, though.
No, absolutely not.
No, don't say that. Don't say that. They'll get upset.
Well, they're a guest.
Much better. Be my guest.
See you later, everybody.
Bye.
Hey, everyone. That might be the end of the video, but if you fancy carrying on this conversation, we have a Discord server. Link is in the description. We're also on Patreon, which is something you can really help us with. We also are on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at